This story from Frog and Toad is called Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, Toad cooked a big dinner. He decorated the tree. "Frog is late," said Toad. Toad looked at his clock. He remembered it was broken. The hands of the clock did not move. Toad opened the front door. He looked out into the night. Frog was not there. "I am worried," said Toad. "What if something terrible has happened?" said Toad. "What if Frog has fallen into a deep hole and cannot get out? I will never see him again." Toad opened the door once more. Frog was not on the path. "What if Frog is lost in the woods?" said Toad. "What if he is cold and wet and hungry? What if Frog is being chased by a big animal with many sharp teeth? What if he is being eaten up?" cried Toad. "My friend and I will never have another Christmas together." Toad found some rope in the cellar. I will pull out Frog out of the hole with this," said Toad. Toad found a lantern in the attic. "Frog will see this light and I will show him the way out of the woods," said Toad. Toad found a frying pan in the kitchen. "I will hit that big animal with this," said Toad. "All of his teeth will fall out. Do not worry, Frog," cried Toad. "I am coming to help you." Toad ran out of his house. There was Frog. "Hello, Toad," he said. "I'm very sorry to be late. I was wrapping your present." "You're not at the bottom of a hole?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You're not lost in the woods?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You're not being eaten by a big animal?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog, not at all." "Oh, Frog," said Toad, "I am so glad to be spending Christmas with you." Toad opened his present from Frog. It was a beautiful new clock. The two friends sat by the fire. The hands of the clock moved to show the hours of a merry Christmas Eve. The end. This next story is called The Corner. Frog and Toad were caught in the rain. They ran to Frog's house. "I am all wet," said Toad. "The day is spoiled." "Have some tea and cake," said Frog. "The rain will stop. If you stand near the stove, your clothes will soon be dry." "I will tell you a story while we're waiting," said Frog. "Oh, good," said Toad. "When I was smaller, not much bigger than a tadpole," said Frog, "my father said to me, 'Son, this is a cold, grey day, but spring is just around the corner.' I wanted spring to come. I went out to find that corner. I walked down a path in the woods until I came to a corner. I went around the corner to see if spring was on the other side." "And was it?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "There was only a pine tree, 3 pebbles, and some dry grass. I walked in the meadow. Soon I came to another corner. I went around the corner to see if spring was there." "Did you find it?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "There was only an old worm asleep on a tree stump." I walked along the river until I came to another corner. I went around the corner to look for spring. "Was it there?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "There was only some wet mud and a lizard who was chasing his tail." "You must have been tired," said Toad. I was tired, said Frog, and it started to rain. I went back home. When I got there, said Frog, I found another corner. It was the corner of my house. Did you go around it? Asked Toad. I went around that corner too, said Frog. What did you see? Asked Toad. I saw the sun coming out, said Frog. I saw the birds sitting and singing in the tree. I saw my mother and father working in their garden. I saw flowers in the garden. You found it, cried Toad. Yes, said Frog. I was very happy. I had found the corner that spring was just around. Look, Frog, said Toad. You were right. The rain has stopped. Frog and Toad hurried outside. They ran around the corner of Frog's house to make sure that spring had come again. And it had. The end.